Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Sagittarius in mid-October 2019. Hello, Sagittarius. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Well, guys, welcome back to the mids. I missed you guys in August. I did do not August, September. I did do an end of the month because I was on vacation at the time and just my schedule got all out of whack. But here I am back doing the mids here in October, so welcome. Just as a disclaimer, I have several decks I'm choosing from. I asked which one to choose from. You're the first one up, and my guides made me a basic bitch, and here we are with the Zombie Tarot deck in the middle of October. So it's not just because of it's Halloween time. I did ask, and this is the deck that they chose for you. So anyway, guys, I've shuffled off camera. That's your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. In the description box, there will be a timestamp. If you want to jump ahead, feel free to do so. Also down there is all the information you need if you want to purchase a reading with me. I'd be happy to work with you if you feel so inclined. If you have any questions before you place an order, feel free to email me at the exact same address and I will answer you as soon as possible. Anything else you need to know? Yeah, I mean, it's either down there in that description box or it's on my about page, or you can ask me. Either through the comments or directly through, I guess the inboxing system or whatever messaging system YouTube did have. It's no longer working. So, yeah, I guess I'll have to set up like a separate email for like general questions that are not reading related. Anyway, I'm just thinking aloud of my own situation. So let's just go ahead and get into your reading. All right, I want to see the outcome for Sagittarius in mid-October 2019. Please show me Sagittarius's outcome in mid-October 2019. Please show me. Thank you. No. Okay. I'm not taking 2 as an outcome. No way. This is supposed to be a 4-card spread. You already have 5, so we're not getting 2 for the outcome. Sorry, guys. One more time, please. The outcome for Sagittarius in mid-October. Come on, buddy. There it is. Of course, it's going to fall like right beneath me. 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, it fell to the floor like that in a sidewinder position. Let's go ahead and feel which way it's supposed to go on the board. Thank you, like that. And the bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Whoop, like that. And we're a little tight. Let's go ahead and shift these over here. And shift this down, and you come down, and then you can come over here, and then you, yeah, big stack of cards, you can go right there, and it's less tight. I like that. Now, Sag, I want you to notice how your main spread came all face up. Your little outcome here came face down. Let's see what it is. All right. And that was kind of not straight, and it's going to bother me. So we leave it like that. Perfect. All right, Sag, let's get into it. Let's see what's going on in your situation. Please show me where Sagittarius is in mid-October 2019. Please show me Sagittarius in mid-October 2019. Please show me. Okay, that was quick. All right, guys, coming into mid-October, you come in with the Justice card, Major Arcana for Libra. So some of you might be dealing with a Libra, but you don't have to be. But listen, going to court, huh? For whatever reason, you know, maybe you're in traffic court, maybe you're down there talking about a settlement with a employer or a former employer or something like that, or you're just dealing with, more than anything, you're dealing with the fairness of the situation, whether you're actually showing up to a court date or not. This is about fairness. Now, I said, where are you? It feels like, Sagittarius, you are due some comeuppance, or you're due some type of recompense. Yeah, recompense, comeuppance, recompense. You are really due something. You feel this way. You're due something. Most of you, if not all of, I can never say all because it's a general, right? So you're all going to be experiencing different things. But I feel the majority of you feel that justice is on your side, or that it should be on your side, or that, or you're at least hopeful that it's on your side. Some of you, if you're dealing with court or you're dealing with an issue, a lawful issue or a legal situation, you definitely, many of you feel that it's going to come in your favor. I have no idea just yet if that's true, but that's like, you're hopeful. You're confident in your case. You're confident in the evidence. You're confident in the paperwork that you submitted to the court, or that your lawyers have submitted on your behalf, or whatever it is. In other cases, justice, we could be talking about divorces or marriages in some cases. But because, not just because it's this deck, but maybe that was why they wanted me to choose this for you. In some of your cases, it definitely is about divorce. And it's definitely your reasoning for the divorce. And other situations is that you see how the brain is heavier than the heart on those scales. So many of you Sagittarius, you are leading this charge towards justice, or your mindset, well, maybe not your mindset, but your perspective in dealing with this situation about fairness is coming from your logical side. You're trying your best, or you have already done, to remove your emotions from the situation, or let your brain outweigh your heart, right? So let your head do the leading here. Don't lead with the heart, lead with the brain. Is kind of what that feels like. If it's not legal, you're not seeing a judge or talking to lawyers, it really is about what's fair in a situation. We're talking friendship, we're talking relationships, we're talking at the job. We could be talking about anything in a general. But your interest, Sagittarius, is that things come out fairly for everyone. I mean, okay. They're like, some of you are like, for everybody involved. For others, you're like, me. No, it has to be fair to me, Sagittarius, because it feels like you're coming from a place where you feel really fucked over. Is basically how they want me to say that. You feel really robbed. You feel really taken advantage of. You feel as though people have written you off, or someone tried to scapegoat you, or someone tried to steal from you, or screw you out of a deal. Okay, I'm feeling like for some of you this is like about money and what was owed to you, and you had to sue a person to get the money that you were rightfully owed. In some cases with the divorce thing, this is going to be about alimony. This is going to be about child support, and it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. Oh my God. Let me go ahead and step away from that, because my mouth got very tingly and I didn't like that. Now, so in any case, no matter how you slice it, no matter where you're sitting in this whole situation, or where this falls out in your life, Sagittarius, definitely you are very confident that it's going to go in your favor, or that justice will be served in the right way. Some, like a few Sagittarius out there, feel guilty, feel as though they did something wrong, and that, the law or karma will get them, and that's what they're owed. Most of the Sagittarius that I'm connecting with are like, no, it's the other people's fault. It's that person's fault. It's not my fault. And I'm owed some good karma. I'm owed a good result from the court. I'm owed a good result from this situation, okay? Now, as you heard me say in the start, if you didn't skip ahead, I think I said it before I picked up the cards. I intend to lay a 4-card spread with the mids. You guys have a 5-card spread. Congratulations. And it's come out in a triplet. Now, if you're new to my channel, what a triplet means to me is you have 2 cards coming out in one position, making this triangular shape, which usually tells a separate story from the other cards on the board. We will see if that is the case. I normally don't leave the triplet once I'm in it, so I don't think we'll be talking about these 2 cards over here just yet, but let's take a look down and see what we're doing. We are in the triplet still. They're like, don't even look over there. I'm like, okay, don't. So on the bottom of your okay. Ah, boy, Sagittarius, you have been in it. You have been in it, or you're in it now. And I've said here with this justice, I've used a lot of past tense language. And then when I get here, it feels like, oh, this is like either still going on or like this is sort of the backdrop of that. So why am I bringing this up? The whole justice thing. You might be in court right now in October for something that has been going on for months or years prior. Or you are starting to file court proceedings, file court paperwork, and this will continue to go on until that is resolved. So some of you are coming up to a resolution with justice, and others of you are just initiating something with justice, okay? I hope you get what I'm saying. Now, on the bottom here, 5 of Swords and the 3 of Swords. Holy shit. And okay, they want me to do math today. Add that up, that's the 8 of Swords. So you are in the thick of some bullshit. Listen, 5 of Swords, that's about fighting, arguments, right? Going toe to toe, going, shot for shot with someone. I hope not literally in the physical realm. I hope none of you are experiencing physical violence. If you are, you have my condolences, and I don't condone it at all. If at any cost you can avoid that kind of stuff, but I understand what life is like, and it's not always that easy. But with swords, it's mostly about, verbal arguments, because swords rules our communications, right? It rules our mental capacities, the ways that we talk and make sense of the world around us. So with the 5 of Swords, as you can see on this deck, oh God, is it not going to focus right? Ah, you jerk. This damn camera. There we go. Okay. As you can see, you've got these 2 guys, in the middle of the zombie apocalypse, okay? And they're fighting over this gun. And instead of being pals, and instead of coming to an agreement and saying, listen, how about you take up the gun, I'll find another weapon, and we can kill these guys together. They're like, no, give it to me. No, give it to me. No, let me have it. No, let me have it. I'm the soldier here, or I'm the trained marksman here, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like petty shit. Instead of focusing on the big picture of, oh, we're about to die at the hands of all these hungry zombies, let's work together, these 2 are becoming adversarial with each other. So what I'm feeling is with that, we've got bad blood between people that we used to trust, that we used to communicate well with, that we used to get along with, right? So friends, family, maybe lovers, well, definitely lovers if we're talking about divorce, right? So spouses and stuff. So 2 people or more, usually also with the 5 of Swords, we see other people. So it's not just between 2 people, it's usually like a group, or at least like 3 or 4 people, yeah? So in a dynamic, in friendship, in family, we have a lot of people arguing their point of view, and there's really no resolution to the situation, or there's just an interloping, yes, thank you. There's an interloping energy here, meaning, I'm just going to use this as an example, but please apply it to your situation if it fits. In a divorce, right? It's really not just 2 people splitting up, ever, really. It's usually 2 families or 2 sides having to, divest from one another. So your in-laws gotta get involved. If you've got mutual friends, the friends kind of are caught in the middle of, well, who do we invite to the barbecue, and who do we invite to our kids' soccer game, and all this other kind of stuff. And it just becomes, everybody has an opinion about it. So what I'm sensing here is like, okay, just an example, Sagittarius, you and your soon-to-be ex, or the person that has filed divorce papers against you, your situation, it can go either way. Their family, your friends, their friends, everybody has something to say about it. And it's really only adding fuel to the fire. It serves no purpose. With a 5 of Swords, it's arguments and it's contention that serves nothing. You gain nothing by engaging with this energy, ever, other than to maybe, quote unquote, prove a point, or to show that you have an opinion, or to, well, if you ask me, it's like usually that type of energy. Well, if you ask me, nobody asked you, Sandra. Shut your fucking mouth. I feel I'm channeling for Sagittarius's, or at least a particular strain in this Sagittarian energy, which is, it's already difficult enough dealing with whatever that justice card is pertaining to, especially if we're talking divorce or some type of legal proceeding, right? Where 2 sides are pitted against each other. The external people, the people from the periphery, they have, I understand that's your daughter, or this is your son, or that's your cousin that I'm divorcing, or this is your best friend that I'm leaving, that I'm taking the kids from, whatever. But for real, everybody else shut up. So that's what this feels like, is like this 5 is you're wrapped up in more arguments with more people than you care to be and that you need to be. Because again, the 5 serves no purpose. It gives you nothing. Now, the benefit or the silver lining here is that it is a 5. So it's short-lived. It really doesn't go further than disagreements, further than arguments. It usually doesn't have much of an impact. The 5s are challenges. The 5s indicate change and things sort of elevating or kind of churning around, but usually they're short-lived, okay? The other part was the 3 of Swords. And again, I'll explain 2 things before we're done here. Oh, and this deck is making the camera change all kinds of colors. Anyway, so the other part of the base was the 3 of Swords. So listen, if you've been with my channel, you know what I'm about to say, but I'm actually not going to say it. Because if this is about a divorce, for some of you, there was a third party. Now, third party does not always mean cheating, but today, baby, there's been some cheating. Not for all of you. If you know you and your husband or you and your wife were upstanding people and you honored your vows and you didn't, step out on each other, fine. In other cases, that was not what was going on, and there was a lot of stepping. Outside, inside, in the garage, at the hotel, whatever. So regardless of whether you are experiencing this pain, because that's what this is, right? It's a heart being pierced by a turning knife, and it's being cut up with a steak knife, right? So this pain, whether it was involving some type of third-party affair, extramarital affair, or not, oh, that was the other part. Third parties can be what I was describing there with the 5, which is interloping, which is interference from other people in a non-romantic sense. So that's in-laws, that's friends. It could be circumstantial, or it could be behavioral. Circumstantial, somebody works too much, somebody travels all the time, somebody parties all the time, somebody drinks too much, something like that. And that bleeds over into behavioral. Somebody has an addiction, somebody has a tendency of avoidance, instead of facing up to their emotions, point blank, instead of facing up to their emotions, they rather escape, or they rather cause petty arguments so that they don't have to talk about, how are you feeling? Tell me what you think about this. Why do you always ask me these questions? Da, da, da. And then it escalates into something else in order to avoid saying, I feel really vulnerable in this relationship, or I feel this in this relationship, blah, 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 right? So that all is the basis of your justice situation, relationship or not. If it's non-relational, no family, no friends, no lovers, no spouses, right? And this is business. Let's say it's business. There would be some type of betrayal within business or your workspace where I feel you thought you could trust someone and they stabbed you in the back, essentially. Or you stabbed them in the back. You know your story. If you're the violator, you know that. And there's something about claiming, because again, going back to this 5 of Swords, just for those where it's not, a business or a work situation, there's this issue of claiming something. So maybe somebody has filed an HR complaint. I mean, and that doesn't have to go purely legal, but it does have ramifications, or it does kind of have that same stickiness that law can have, or that, the rumor mill and the gossip mill is churning at the workplace because somebody found out that HR is investigating something like that. And I feel like with the claiming, with the grabbing of the gun in this, it could be like a sexual harassment thing. It could be a thing of somebody claimed that they have somebody claimed ownership to something that wasn't theirs, and it was a lie, and that involved other people in a bigger legal, could have been fudging documents, something like that. In any case, in the work situation specifically, stressor, heart stressor. Some of you might have palpitations over this. You're sitting in the HR's office, or you're sitting in your manager's office, and they're telling you all the legal ramifications of what you have done or what someone else has done that you're implicated in. And you're just like, I can't do this. I'm feeling big time, white collar kind of crime type shit. And I'm not versed in that world, so I don't really know how that would work, the ins and outs of it, but it's something like that. something that you thought was okay, or someone convinced you was okay, and now you come to find out there is a chance that you have violated a law. And if you have violated that law, that implicates the company. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure most companies, most corporations are going to sell your little employed ass down the river well before they let their reputation get tanked. So there's like this big cloud over your head if this is about your work. Now, the final thing I'll say before we move out of the triplet is they wanted me to add the 5 and the 8. You add the 5, or excuse me, the 5 and the 8. You add the 5 and the 3, it becomes an 8 of swords. 8 of swords, if you know anything about tarot, is about feeling stuck in a situation, feeling trapped, feeling isolated, feeling as if you have no reprieve, you have no escape, you have no chance of improving your situations. The caveat with that, or the deeper understanding of that card, is that that is a mental illusion, or that is something that you convince yourself of. It is not necessarily true. So I think that moment has passed for many of you. Others of you, you're just coming into that realization that it's just in my mind that I feel trapped, that I feel stuck, that I feel as if I have no way out of this. That is something you have convinced yourself of. In some cases, it's something, it's a mindset that other people have convinced you of. I'm getting the sense in the divorce thing, going back to that 5 of Swords energy of grabbing and clutching and possessing, I get the sense that some of you are coming from or your marriage, or your partner in your marriage was basically telling you, you have nowhere else to go. Nobody else will want you. Nobody else would deal with you. Nobody else can support you the way I support you. You can't do anything without me. So like, you got convinced of that bullshit. But now, you know, you're waking up to that. So good for you. Now, outside of your triplet, what's going on? Same shit. Sort of. Same shit. Oh, okay. I have my hand here, but I think we're not going to start there. No, we are. Okay, thank you. They're like, no, start there. Okay. So 6 of Cups outside of your triplet. So this is either supplemental or complementary to the story, right? So I feel as though in some of your cases, this is complementary. Listen, in terms of your romantic endeavors, marriage, and, you know, I've said a lot about marriage. This could have been about long-term commitment. You know, if you know your story, if I've been dating somebody for like, you know, 4 years, we're not married, but it feels like this, then that's your story too, okay? But it is general, you know, only take it out of this what applies to you, okay? And what resonates. Now, in the romantic endeavor, whether you're married or long-term committed or even short-term commitment, I think what has happened, or what is happening now, or what is upcoming for some of you, is meeting someone. 6 of Cups energy. Often in tarot, this is classified as a soulmate card, and I don't want to throw that word around lightly. I mean, I never do, but if you feel that, and if that's what you recognize, that's what you want, that's what you desire, you go ahead and take it. But I never want to use that as if, oh yes, all of you are meeting a soulmate. I don't even know what that means to you, that word soulmate. It means something completely different to me. So, but some of you are meeting someone of significance, soulmate or not. And I mean, look how different they are. One is a human, one's a zombie, right? So there's either obvious differences between you and this person, either in like your physical appearance or just like your mannerisms or your personality, right? No, obviously, well, not obviously, but there's just something significantly different or substantially different about this person. But when you meet them, there is immediate recognition, and there's immediate admiration, and there's immediate like kinship and friendship and connection. Like, she's got her arms wrapped around that dead boy. No offense, by the way, that these are, I mean, I didn't design it, so, but there's no, I hope not to offend showing, you know, a zombie kid to you. But despite their differences and sort of the risk and the danger of this little girl putting her arm around a kid that wants to eat her brains, it's like this impulsive? Sure, okay. It's like this impulsive desire to be with this person, or to see them, or to get to know them, or to meet them if you haven't met them. You feel a pull either at this very moment, Sagittarius, towards another person who is not your current partner or your soon-to-be ex-partner or your most recent ex. It is somebody different. Now, again, those differences, physical, different race, different ethnicity, rather, not race, different religion, you know, physical difference. They could be really tall and you're like 4'11", you know. If you're a female, you probably are into that. You could be a man who's 4'11", and your woman, well, at that point, most women will be taller than you. You see what I mean? So there's just this pull and this desire to really connect with this specific person, whether you know them now or not. And Sag, it all comes because you have had your guts ripped out, as you can see here with the Ten of Swords. You know, you're coming from a very jaded point of view. Whether, I don't know how far gone this information in the triplet is. I feel like it's actually very recent for many of you, or again, it's like happening right now. However, this has been with you for a long time, feeling like your guts have been ripped out, feeling as if you are dead to the world. In one of your readings recently, I used the term dead fish. And I used, the image I had was of a fish literally being out like on the ground or on the floor, flopping around, gasping for water or gasping for H2O, wanting to be revived, but just like, okay, well, I'm just going to die here on this wood floor in the middle of somebody's living room. I guess this is how, just like I had this, it's so weird. I had this idea that this fish, aka you, Sagittarius, we're just flopping around on the floor, accepting this slow death as your fate. So that's what I think you're coming out of. Or it's still within you. You still grapple with this. You still face this energy, or you're still, pondering this, or whatever it is. In many of your cases, this is still ongoing. But, and look at it also. Look at all the different hands that are grabbing at this guy, right? All the different hands of the zombies who want a piece of him. I'll take his intestines. Give me that liver. Ooh, a bladder. It feels like you have felt destroyed by people around you. Taken advantage of, abused maybe in some cases, physically, verbally, emotionally, mentally, whatever. Maybe around narcissists, maybe around people who gaslight you. I don't know. Again, coming back with that Five of Swords, invading in-laws, invading friends, nosy neighbors. Everybody had a chunk to take out of you. And I'm saying, Sagittarius, over and over and over again, if you are a cross-watcher and this is your experience, I appreciate that you say it's reversed. But don't be shocked that I keep saying Sagittarius, because that is who this reading is designed for, and that's who I'm addressing. So if it's reversed, go ahead and flip it. Okay, put your zodiac or your name in place of Sagittarius and apply it. All right? Now, and he's got one cleaver to defend himself. And I'm saying he only because there's a man here. You could be a female, and this applies to you, okay? So your defenses are down, or you were left with little defense of yourself. Okay. They want me to highlight that. You were left with little defense of yourself. This one little cleaver, and everybody's taking a piece of you. Some of you in that court situation or this issue of justice, you're about to get fleeced. Some Sagittariuses, this is kind of complex, but I'm going to go with it. And it's not complex. I think this is a natural thing that happens in life. Some Sagittariuses, and I'm going to use the divorce thing as an example. If it is not about divorce for you, apply it somewhere else. Some Sagittariuses, you're married, and you stepped out on your partner because you felt whatever. Listless, like that dead fish. This is my life, and you're so just disassociated with your marriage, disassociated with your relationship. So you step out, you have this affair, or maybe have a couple of like one night stands or whatever. And as the divorce goes on, your spouse files the paperwork against you, and they hit you for alimony, they hit you for child support, and you're about to get fleeced because you stepped out of the marriage. Now, that doesn't take away from what I feel as the empathic person here, right? I feel as though even if Sagittarius says no, I'm going to get hit with this divorce and I'm going to get my ass handed to me in court over the details of the divorce and the reasonings and the truth of the matter. I think whoever this is, this one or a few of you, it's the price you pay. You understand that this is the price that you have to pay, and you're kind of not okay with it. Not like, oh yeah, this is great. It's like, I get it. I get what this is. I get why I have to do it this way or why it had to be that way. And again, this whole price that you pay. Remember what I said, dead fish. If this is the price you have to pay to be picked up off of the floor like the little flopping fish that you are, put back into the fishbowl, be put back out into the lake, back into the river, out into the ocean, basically giving your life back, or in some cases going out into the river or the ocean, giving your freedom, you will gladly pay that price. Especially if you have this, what you might consider a soulmate situation or relationship elsewhere, or you're seeking that and you're hopeful for it. This is interesting. Moving on. What is your outcome for mid-October? King of Hazards, aka King of Pentacles in reverse. I'll show you this upright so you can get used to it. So for some of you, you might be divorcing an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or a Capricorn, or there might be a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in the story, period, who is significant to you. It does not have to be. It's a general, though. In the reverse, I feel that this is definitely, it feels like you might be leaving this in terms of status, like going back to those where this was a job situation. You could be losing some stability. You could be losing a title. You could be walking out the door with a severance package because, well, Sagittarius, is either we fire you outright or you resign and you get to keep your severance or something like that. So there's a little bit of a walking away with the tail between the legs kind of feeling, or the head hanging low, like in guilt or shame. That's specific to work. Walking away, having lost some type of notoriety, some type of status, right? Or some type of money. You know, your severance package is decent, but you would much rather have stayed employed there for the next, 8 years before you had to retire. Something like that. Non-work. Similar. Like for some of you, this is like a fatherly... hold on. Oh, okay. Because they're like, look, and let me turn it up. So you see this guy? He's like bound to the chair with the caution tape. So for some of you, as most people who watch tarot, not just mine, but tarot in general on YouTube, most of them are female. If this was a heterosexual couple, this would be the husband you leave behind. If there's a man in the couple, whoever it is, this is the man being left behind. Again, doesn't have to be an earth sign. And I feel maybe he has some status, maybe he might have had some money, or he had some type of stability, but he's left behind and he's tied to a chair. He's tied to that status. He's tied to whatever phase in life he is. The King of Pentacles in general is a very mature energy. It's a very accomplished energy, just like any of the other kings. But the King of Pentacles would be the king to change his colors the last. He would be the last one to initiate change. He's very secure. He's very much by the book. He's very regimented. He is not interested in, I don't want to say growth, but just change. And I feel, even if you're not dealing with a partner that was a male, you could be the man and this could be your wife that you're leaving. But it's somebody who becomes ornery and agitated and bitchy and despondent when things don't go their way. They get very moody and they lord their position over you. They lord their power or their money over you. That's the thing. When the King of Pentacles is in the reverse, he puts the materials first. And I'm only saying he because it's a king. So let's open it up if this is about, women, or you're dealing with a woman who's like this. They put the materials out there first, meaning Look at my palace. If this was the king, look at my palace. Look at all the trimmings and the trappings of my riches, of my accomplishments. This is what you're leaving. And you're like, okay. Look at those cars in the garage. Look at that pool in the backyard. Look at the the dollars in the account, you know? And that's all well and good. That has a place in the value. But this person is equating the connection, the love, the intimacy to materials. And that keeps them tied to that chair. Tied to the world that they've created for themselves, which is fine. Many people do that. But for you, Sagittarius, or whoever that message is for, you're not about that life. Because there's been so much upheaval here, all those swords there, the impending response or result of justice. And then there's just this one little tender cup, this one little cup card out here, 6 of Cups, where this is like emotional. These are emotional too, but they're like filtered through the mental body. They're filtered through the throat chakra. Okay, we are expressing our anger in a not necessarily healthy, but it's adversarial energy, right? It's emotional, but it's also adversarial. Here we have emotions, and I don't want to use that word. They wanted me to pure, okay? I don't want to use that word because I don't know. Anyway. And so this is like the only tender energy out of your entire main read, and what I see here is in your outcome, and what I see is your overall energy. Sagittarius, whoever is coming out of this situation or getting their escape on or getting their whole change up on, good luck, because this shit is hard. Overall energy for mid-October is the 8 of Cups. So what have we been talking about this whole time? Whether I've said it explicitly or not, I hope you were able to pick up on that. We have been talking about discontent, emotional discontent. And that is at the root of the situation. What's going on the surface? Arguments, people claiming to be victims, people claiming wrong or not to have done wrongdoing, people stabbing each other in the back, people talking shit, people putting their 2 cents in when they don't have to. We've got legal ramifications, so we've got judges and lawyers and bailiffs and fees and taxes and paperwork and all this other kind of shit. And then we have this little, potential connection of something over here, whether it exists now or it's just in your imagination or it's somewhere down the line for you and it doesn't have legs up under it just yet. All of that equals this 8 of Cups. How can anybody be contented and happy dealing with this mess? If you're having to fight over alimony and property and children in a divorce, who's happy in that? If you're having to fight for your corporate life or your business life, maybe that's what this court system is about, or this court case is about. Having the right to serve your community. Maybe somebody sued your restaurant or sued your local business, or you've been hit with like I said, some of you may have done something and you were in the violation of the law and now you can't even operate your business. Nobody would be happy dealing with that. 8 of Cups is, I need happiness, I need fulfillment, I need my situation in my life, my emotional life, to improve. The way things are now, I feel like doo-doo. And also, listen, about the divorce or whatever's going on here, look at how this woman is dressed. She got luggage. We can assume that big yellow car is her car and she wants to leave, but there's a zombie hanging around that car. Come on and focus, you jerk. You kind of get the picture. And she can't go anywhere. Again, feeling trapped, feeling stuck, feeling unsure of how to proceed forward. Something here is going on for that person in the 8 of Cups. Maybe not entirely, but there is a portion that's going on. In any case, what's the resolution here? It's not my job in general to give you like a resolution here, or outside of that, what is the outcome? But what it feels like emotionally For me, Sagittarius, whether you quote unquote win or lose in the court system, whether you win or lose in terms of karma, whether you win or lose in terms of all these outside people who are gossiping about your situation, regardless of any of that, what I feel for you, Sagittarius, is that you feel at peace. You feel very at peace with whatever happens, good or bad, because it's the end of something. It's the end of all that. And that's going to be the end of the reading, because I could go on and on and on and get super emotional, and I don't want to do that. Sagittarius, that is your reading for mid-October. If you liked it, the like button is down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. You can you can leave a comment letting me know how this resonated in your life. I would love to read those comments. You guys know I'm into that. Share the video across your social media platforms, and of course, subscribe, hitting the notification bell if you are not already subscribed. Oh man, what a heavy hitter, and you're my first one. I can't wait for the rest of these. We'll see energetically what the rest of the collective is up to. Anyway, Sag, I'll be back very soon to do your November reading. I'll do mid-November's after that. I had success with the no communication reading. I'll do that at some point again. Maybe I'll do a random, all sorts of things will be coming out of this channel. So please look forward to it, all right? And Sag, I will see you come probably around the first week of the month of November, okay? Until then, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care.